Good morning vlog. It is Friday, April 12th, and it will be my final day at my current company, Vital Storm, and it'll be bittersweet, but I think from some of from the talk that I had yesterday with one of the founders, Josh, I'm feeling really good about having the door being left open a little bit so I can hopefully potentially continue on communicating and helping in some form or fashion, even though I won't be working at this company anymore. And I'm actually going to have another meeting today with I think it's a team lead of our creative department, just to help kind of convey my ideas that I wanted to convey in our branding committee meeting earlier in the week that didn't really turn out to be a branding committee meeting. And on top of that, just finishing out this final day of work before starting a new chapter at a new place of work next week. More details on that a little bit later. But little update from what I was attempting to do last night. I recorded this screen capture session of the podcast whenever I was editing the podcast on my computer, but I want to see how easy or how difficult it is, rather, to transfer that video to my iPad in order to edit it. And one thing that I haven't tried yet, and it's just now hitting me, is like, well, why don't I just connect my fracking iPad to my computer and try and transfer it over? I tried to import it through various means of the camera connection kit, using a thumb drive, using an SD card in a USB converter. That wasn't working. So both times, because the USB device was using too much power or was requiring too much power, which the USB camera connection kit does not support, or the iPad doesn't support. So even trying to go through the normal means whenever I have my Scarlett 2i2 hooked up to it by connecting it to a USB hub, a powered USB hub, so that there will be enough power to power that USB accessory. Even then, I was getting an error from the iPad saying, oh, well, we can't read this. So it's a little bit of aggravation on my part, but I'm going to just keep trying and see what I can come up with. So I guess before I head out to work really quick, I'm going to just hook up my iPad real quick to my computer and try and see about whether I can actually transfer over the video that way. Back here at work for the final day. Oh, that's bright sun. And I was listening to a new podcast that I just found while I was doing some research, because I have been throwing around for a long time, actually. Like, I remember when someone asked me what I truly wanted to do years and years ago, and it was to have my own podcast network. And so I found a podcast yesterday it's called a School of Podcasting, by a gentleman, I think it was like Dave Jackson, I think it was. Anyway, I'll find the episode and link it down below, but the episode specifically was about starting a podcast network, and it was chock full of information from interviews of other people that did start their own podcasting network, what issues they ran into, what hurdles they had to overcome, what was working for them, what wasn't, and it was incredibly valuable. And it definitely gives me a starting point of what I need to do and what I need to think about if I do want to continue on this endeavor of starting a podcast network, because I have a lot of logistics to work out. I have a lot of work ahead of me, and I never considered myself like really the entrepreneurial type. I'm more of I guess I would classify myself as like a worker bee. I just like to go to work and whatnot, do my thing. I'm not too particularly good at sales, or maybe I'm just not finding the right thing that I'm passionate enough about in order to sell properly. I guess if this daily vlog is any indication, I have a passion somewhere, and I'm willing to put in some amount of work even if it means like just operating all by myself for a while. But also I do need to reach out and find other people and network with other people that have similar interests to mine and would not mind helping. And if I do want to continue on down this road of doing a podcast network, then I need to really like find out what my niche is, what my niche is, however you pronounce it, and get that first like pillar podcast off the ground in some form or fashion. Right now I've been doing a general tech podcast. I need to find something that's more niche. And I do have a couple of ideas that I would love to get into. I have a video podcast that I would love to start doing, which thankfully with this new job and the more free time that I'll be able to have in the afternoons and evenings, I think that'll really help with that project, to get that project off the ground. And I do have a movie podcast that I would love to do, but I need to find a co-host somehow. And I'm thinking maybe I can go on, I need to go and explore different message boards, see who's talking about the movie that I want to do on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, maybe join some Facebook communities there, see if anyone's interested in joining the podcast that I have in mind and talking about it, because I think that would be a good piece to help me discover exactly what I want this podcast network to be about and how I can make it grow. So that's just some self-reflection that I've been having this morning and learning. And now it's just time to get to work one final day. Team lunch today for my final day here at Vital Storm, and going to my favorite place, Wingstop. Oh, this is Will. Hey, Will. What's up? Yeah. All right, vlog. That is it. That is this job in the books, done with the final day at my job at Vital Storm, moving on to the next chapter. But it's not even like bittersweet. It's not sweet. It is sweet. It's not bitter. Because it wasn't really that emotional of a goodbye, because I don't necessarily feel like I'm leaving. Sure, like professionally I'm moving on somewhere else, but I was able to talk to the founder. I was able to talk to the leader of the creative department, and I'm feeling really good about the future in terms of what I may be able to help Vital Storm with in terms of building brand and marketing and whatnot. I'm really happy to hopefully be a part of that in whatever way that I can. And one good step towards that, because the company, they tell me they have an open door policy. I'm definitely going to be taking advantage of that and putting that to the test, because we decided to have a brand committee meeting on Tuesday. Since I don't start my new job until Wednesday, that means I have some extra free time on my hands, which is exactly what I wanted in this position with this new job that I'm taking. I have more time outside, but still within normal working hours, to pursue those passions that I want to do. So that's why I'm making this kind of lateral or ladder movement, so I can have more time to work on these passion projects, these side hustles that I really want to do and that I really feel good about. So I already have it in my calendar to come to this brand committee meeting and sit in on it, see what I may be able to contribute, because I'm still probably going to feel like in this weird transition where I'm like, okay, I'm not with the company, but I'm still in the company space in a way and providing some feedback and stuff, and it's still pretty recent knowledge in my mind from internal company works that I feel like I'll be able to provide enough value, especially for this first brand committee meeting. Now, in future meetings, whether or not I'll be able to attend, that's a whole nother story, but for right now, I'm going to take advantage of it as most as I can. With that, it is time to get home. It is Friday, but that doesn't mean the grinding stops. I am going to go get some dinner with my wife, and I need need to clean up around the apartment a little bit, and then also finally maybe get some stuff sold and donated and moved out of the apartment, because we ourselves will be downsizing pretty soon. And I also need to prepare a little bit for that long-term planning committee meeting for my church coming up tomorrow morning. So, wow, there's a lot of stuff for me to do. Is this what adulting is? At home for a little while and made some riced cauliflower fried rice. I don't know. Anyway, pork fried cauliflower rice. There we go. Maybe. Anyway, really good. And then also I have been prepping, like just doing some house cleaning, some chores, because it's going to be a pretty busy weekend actually. Have a couple of meetings tomorrow with a committee meeting for my church, and then also another, I guess, a potential business meeting of sorts with a circle of friends that I met with Zane a while back, and we're gonna have some brunch and talk over some future plans for this potential business venture, which I'm really excited for. Right now, as I'm waiting for the dishes to get done and some laundry to finish washing, I'm gonna prep a little bit for this meeting coming up tomorrow by just drafting a few talking points, seeing what we can do to help with the growth of our church. And then I'm probably going to pass out, because I guess these allergies are like always have a habit of kicking in when I'm at home, or also maybe I'm just feeling really relaxed while I'm at home and then I feel tired and want to go to sleep.